Good morning to everyone. Today we will discuss about the next topic of in steam turbines topic, classification of steam turbine. Right, the next one. What is the explanation of about in first classification? Remaining about of impulse turbine. In this turbine, the first of all what we are discussed in last class, the steam power plants and the works on the Rankine cycle and construction details of turbine. So the main parts are for the turbine is a rotor, casing, moving blade and fixed blade, etc. Right, we also discussed about the what are the advantages, disadvantages and applications. These are the main yeah, clarification, main the details of already we have discussed about the turbines. In now we will discuss about the remaining of classification of classification of uh, classification of steam turbines and what are the working principle of impulse and reaction turbine also. Right, we will discuss about these two topics. Right, first of all, mainly classification. So how we are classifying the steam boilers? First one is the according to the action of steam. According to the action of steam, we have three types of turbines. In according to the action of steam means impulse turbine, reaction turbine, and impulse reaction turbine is the best one. These three types of and according to the direction of steam flow. Right, according to the exhaust condition of steam, condensing tubes and non-condensing tubes. In condensing tube, steam at pressure less than the atmosphere is called exhaust into the condenser. Right, so in condensing tube, so what you are doing, what will happening, condensing tube, steam at pressure less than the atmospheric is exhausted into the condenser. In non-condensing tube turbine, pressure of exhaust steam is greater than the atmosphere. Right, next one, according to the direction of flow. So according to the direction of flow, we have an axial flow turbine and radial turbine. Axial flow turbine and radial flow turbine. In axial flow turbine, steam flows in a direction parallel to the axis of the turbine. Right, the steam flows in a direction parallel to the axis of the turbine. And second one, radial flow turbine means steam flows in a direction perpendicular to the axis of the turbine. Right, in radial flow what will happening, the steam flow in the direction perpendicular to the axis of the turbine. That is the main differences between the axial flow and radial flow. Second one, according to the pressure. Right, according to the pressure. So according to the operating pressure, low pressure turbines, up to 2 bar means 1.2 to 2 bar. And next one, medium pressure turbines up to 40 bar. And next to high pressure bars above the more than the greater than the 40, more than 40 bar amount of pressure, we can call it as a based on the according to the, these are the one more classification. According to the next one, number of stages. According to the single stage, multi stage. Single stage consisting of one nozzle, one moving blade, one fixed blade. Right, this called, we can call it as a single stage, single stage turbine. And again, multi-stage turbine means it's a consisting of more than one boiler, consisting more than one steam nozzle, more than one moving blades, more than one fixed blades. So we can call it as multi-stage turbines also. Right, according to the application, according to the use, stationary turbines and mobile turbines. Stationary turbine used in power plants and for driving turbo blowers and pumps, etc. Right, in mobile application of turbine, non-stationary turbines, we can call it, used for drive ships and steamers, etc. So in submarine we are using this. Right, condensing tube. And next one, condensing tube, exhaust of turbine connected to the condenser. So condensing tube means turbine means exhaust of the turbine, right? Exhaust of the turbine, uh, exhaust of turbine connected to a condenser. Exhaust pressure less than the atmosphere. Already we have discussed about exhaust pressure less than the atmosphere. Non-condensing pressure, exhaust of the turbine released into atmosphere, exhaust pressure should be greater than atmosphere. So axial turbine means direction of flow of steam parallel to the turbine, and radial turbine means direction of flow of steam perpendicular to the turbine. Right? Stationary example, power plant, mobile, marine engines. These are the, and say you can use say stage one stage, a set of fixed blade and nozzle and moving blade is called one stage, right? In single stage consisting of one set of fixed blade, nozzle and moving blade is the single stage. Already I am told. Next one, multi stage consists of more than one set of fixed blade, more than one set of fixed blade, nozzle and moving blades. We can call it as a multi-stage turbine, multi-stage turbine. In this first one, we will discuss about the impulse turbine, right? Impulse turbine, working of impulse turbine. So that is the best impulse turbine principle, and that steam, right? Simple impulse turbine, right. So I will tell the example for the impulse turbine. First of all, I am giving the clarification about the impulse turbine. In impulse turbine, that during the flow of steam through nozzle, through the nozzle, during the flow of steam through the nozzle, the heat energy is converting into kinetic energy. The steam with high velocity enters into in the turbine blades, moving blades, and suffers a change in the direction of motion, which gives rise to a change of momentum, and therefore to a force. This constitute This constitutes the driving force of the turbine. This force is acting on the blades in the circumferential direction set of the rotation of the wheel or rotor. As we as the wheel rotates, each one of the blade is fixed on the rim of the wheel comes into the action of the jet steam, which causes the wheel to rotate continuously, right? This is the main introduction to the impulse turbine, right? It is during the flow of steam through the nozzle, right? Right, the working principle, right? Next, the impulse turbine participate, the steam is directed to the blades, and the impact of the steam on the blades drives the above the axis of the shaft. In this, total pressure drops takes place in nozzle only. The pressure remains atmospheric or vacuum in the remaining casing. So D level turbine is the best example. You can observe here, this is the impulse turbine, right? You can check in this the rotation of shaft in tangential. So it's a consisting of rim will be provided, shaft on shaft rim will be provided, and it is a consisting of number of nozzles are already placed. And next one, blue color, this type of pipes are provided for the nozzle to supplying the steam to the moving blades, which will revolving, we can call it as a moving blades. And middle one, which is hold and stationary, we can call it as a stationary. And third one also second stage moving blade. So how we are calling means, it's a consisting of any single stage turbine consisting of only one nozzle, one moving blade, one fixed blade only. But here we are observing the two moving blades, one is the fixed blade is there. So and number of nozzles also provided, so we can call it as a multi-stage blade. Second multi-stage blade is provided. Rotation of shaft is always in clockwise direction. So construction, so how we are constructing, consisting of nozzles and moving blades. Moving blades are fixed on rim, right? Already we know about the rim is key to the shaft. Always rim is key to the shaft. Fixed blades are concentrically arranged within the circular turbine casing, such that a row of fixed blade comes between the pair of moving blades. Next one, working principle. So what are the working principles? Steam enters into the nozzle, right? The steam acquires the kinetic energy. So always steam will be supplied to the nozzle. It is enter into the steam through the nozzle or to the moving blade. So steam acquires steam we have a compulsory. Its kinetic energy is already provided, and in nozzle high kinetic energy of steam is directed over the moving blade, right? The how much amount of steam is provided inside the boiler, it will be transferred with help of nozzle. Nozzle, the maximum amount of pressure of steam is high, right? High kinetic energy is directed over moving blades. Due to impact of steam, moving blades gains momentum. So due to the impact of steam, what will happen? Moving the blades gain some little bit amount of momentum to revolve, right? Due to this, rim rotates. Again, what will happen? The rim will be rotated. So while we are supplying the steam to the moving blades, when I was supplying the maximum amount of pressure to the moving blades of steam, so it will be rotated automatically. The blades are placed on the shaft, so it will be rotated automatically right now. So due to this kinetic energy of steam is converted into mechanical energy. Thus kinetic energy of steam is converted into mechanical energy right now. So this is the impulse turbine. So you can observe here in bottom of shaft is placed, blue one is the nozzle, and next one in cone shape is provided for the moving blade. Whenever supplying the in red mark is the steam is coming to the coming to the steam through the nozzle, and it will be directly transferred to the moving blade, steam flow of direction. So what will happen? It will be rotated continuously. The shaft will be rotated continuously. So that is the main. So pressure velocity of impulse turbine, it's a consisting of nozzle, and next one is the moving. So whenever velocity always pressure always maximum in the steam boiler, whenever supplying to the nozzle, it will be decreased gradually because of the steam flow of steam is transferred to the moving blade. So it will be completely pressure will be dropped. Again it's sending to the fixed blade. Again here also pressure will be dropped. Again sending to the again next stage of moving blade. So automatically it will be decreased. The pressure of steam will be decreased continuously through the entire to rotate the turbine only, right? Whenever velocity have the less amount of velocity there, when I was supplying to the boiler, when I was supplying the steam from the boiler to the turbine, it will be gradually increased. So what will happen? Gradually increased, right? This is the impulse turbine, right? This is the example of D level turbine. So D level turbine is a impulse turbine. So in this impulse turbine, I am explaining about the simple impulse turbine, right? Next we are already discussed right now, right? D level turbine means it is also impulse turbine, right? Consisting of one set of nozzle and row of moving blades, also called single stage impulse turbine. Next operation is same explained as the impulse turbine, D level turbine. So what are the D level turbine? I am explaining first of all honor before the advantage disadvantage. I am explaining. You can here listen carefully, right? Details of it consisting of one set of nozzle and blade, ring mounted on a rotor, right? Steam supplied from the boiler expands through the nozzle to the exit pressure. After the expansion, it enters the blades at high velocity, and the blades are shaped such that the steam glides over the blades without shock. So due to the change in the momentum, steam exert an impulse force on the blades. This provides driving torque on the rotor of the turbine. In impulse turbine, pressure drops only in the nozzle and remains constant over the moving blades, but velocity of steam decreases at the kinetic energy absorbed by the moving blade. Absorbed by the moving blade. right? So the example of the impulse turbine or D level, next Curtis and Jolie and Ray 2. So these are the best example for the D level turbine example, right? This is right now what are the disadvantages of D level? So since all kinetic energy is utilized in one row of moving blade, rpm is very high, 25,000 to 30,000 amount of rpm is there. And next to reduce the rpm, we have a compounding methods are adapted, which will be the explained later. So d level turbine, this is the figure. So figure of d level turbine, and it's a consisting of shaft, and the next one is the blades and rotor will be provided. Inside nozzle will be provided for the to supply the steam, right? Steam in, and at the same time inside of blades will be rotated continuously within a high speed, so that is the main construction of d level turbine of a example of a impulse turbine. Right now we will discuss about the reaction turbine working principle. You can observe here, principle depends upon the blades diverting a steam flow and gaining kinetic energy by reaction. The expansion takes place through series of fixed blades and moving blades. Right on or before I am explaining about the reaction turbine. First of all, reaction turbine, um, right, reaction turbine, I'm explaining about the reaction turbine. In reaction turbine, the fixed blades are mounted on the turbine casing and serve the purpose of nozzle. The moving blades are mounted on a drum or rotor. In this case, the pressure drop of steam takes place on the fixed and moving blade. This pressure drops produces a reaction force and causes the rotation, right? So this is the, we have a reaction. We can observe here one principle depends upon the blades diverting the steam flow and gaining the kinetic energy reaction. The expansion takes place through a series of fixed blades and moving blades. Expansion takes place partially in fixed guide blade and partly in moving blade also. As example, Hero turbine. Hero turbine is the best example for the reaction turbine. So we will discuss about also Hero turbine. Hero turbine is a 100% reaction turbine, but due to less of power, it has a no practical importance. So whenever studying about the Hero's turbine, right? Hero turbine. Right, next for practical purpose, impulse reaction turbine here, which works partly on impulse principle and partly on reaction principle. Right, from now onwards, impulse means it is an impulse reaction turbine. Example, Parson reaction turbine. This you can observe here. Impulse turbine, Hero turbine is the example for the reaction turbine. So whenever transferring into the a round circular ball into the steam will be a transferred to outside through the both sides. Two walls are provided for the to supply. So what are the construction of Hero turbine? You can observe it consisting of hollow, right? Hollow, we can already observe in the show figure. Tubes at the end are fitted with nozzles, right? When the steam comes out to the out to through these nozzles, sphere will rotate opposite direction steam according to Newton's third law of motion. It is example for pure reaction turbine, right? Diagram of reaction turbine, right? So you can observe here, so how we are transferring of steam into the shaft. At the same time, how we are transferring, you can observe here, moving blade is there, fixed blade is there, right? It will be moving continuously, right? On or before we will explain about the, first of all, I am explaining about the Hero turbine. The pure reaction principle was first used in Hero turbines, which consisting of a hollow ball mounted on a hollow pivots which admits the steam into the interior of the ball. The pure reaction turbine is not practical type. The effort to develop modern reaction turbine were made by Sir Charles A. Pearson. In Pearson turbine in 1884, steam exert a reactive force to the a blade but also change the direction, thus giving an impulse force out to the blades. The Pearson turbine therefore uses both impulse and reaction principles figure. So this figure already we are observed. Right? This is the figure of Hero turbine. Right? Next one, Hero turbine construction already over. Right? Next one, comparison of impulse turbine and reaction turbine. What is impulse turbine and reaction turbine? Comparison means what are the main steam turbines. Nozzles and moving blades are provided in impulse turbine. Fixed and moving blade is provided in reaction turbine. So in impulse turbine, a complete expansion in only nozzle only. In reaction turbine, expansion partly in fixed moving blades. Velocity ratio 2 is less than or equal to velocity ratio 1 in impulse turbine. Velocity ratio of to the is greater than velocity ratio at 1. Blades are symmetrical, blades are aerofoil. Right? Again we have a what are the again differences. Low efficiency is a impulse turbine, higher efficiency of reaction turbine. And next one, more number of stages in impulse turbine, less number of stages for the same power. More number of stages for same power in impulse, so less number of stages are required for the to getting the same power in reaction turbine. Next, suitable for small power, suitable for higher power. Blade shapes are symmetrically in reaction turbine. Blade shapes are aerofoil shape. These are the your topic. Again I am explaining the impulse turbine and reaction turbine. So pressure drop in nozzle and the remains constant over the blades in impulse turbine. And next one, pressure drop in fixed blade, moving blade continuously in reaction turbine. Relative velocity, so neglecting friction, relative velocity remains constant in impulse turbine. Relative velocity at exit is greater than at inlet. Right? Next one, blades symmetrical about the center line and they are profile source. Right? Next one, fixed and moving blades are identical and they are aerofoil type. Right? Aerofoil type. Right? Occupies the more amount of space to the boiler. So this is the main of impulse turbine and reaction turbine differences. Right? We can observe already studied classifications working of impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Comparison also we have studied, but once again I am repeating the same topic. You can observe here working principle of first of all impulse turbine and before classification how we are classifying the right. Right, in this class we have discussed right now classifications. So what are the classifications as per the according to the action according to the action of steam classification: impulse turbine, reaction turbine, and steam impulse reaction turbine. And according to the direction of flow, axial flow of turbine, steam flows in a direction parallel to the axis of turbine. And then next one, radial flow turbine. Steam flows in a radial direction of perpendicular to the axis according to the exhaust condition of steam. Condensing turbine steam at pressure less than the atmosphere is exhausted into the atmospheric. Non-condensing turbine pressure of exhaust steam is greater than the atmospheric pressure. Right. Next one, according to the initial condition, low pressure turbines are generally they are classified from the 1.2 bar to 2 bar only. Right. Medium pressure turbines up to 40 bar only. High pressure bar, pure high pressure turbines above the 40 bars. The turbines operating at 225 bar and above are referred as the supercritical pressure also. And according to the number of stages, single stage, and next one is the multi stage. Then next one, according to the stationary turbine. Yes, according to the use, it is a stationary turbine. Stationary turbine used in power plants and for driving turbo blows and pumps, and non-stationary turbines used to drive the ships and steamers, submarines, whatever may be. So we will already discussed about these topics already. Right. Next one, each and everything. What is the condensing of turbine? Means exhaust of turbine connected to a condenser. Exhaust pressure less than the atmospheric pressure. Non-condensing turbine, exhaust turbine means released into atmosphere. Exhaust pressure should be greater than, right. That is the main thing. Then next one, axial turbine. Axial turbine, so direction of flow of steam parallel to the turbine rotation of axis. Next to radiant turbine. Right. Radial turbine direction of flow of steam perpendicular to the direction of rotation of axis. Right now stationary boiler example, and mobile boiler is a example, marine engines also. Right now, next stage is a set of stage of a blade consists blade and nozzle and moving blades is called. Right. Next one, single stage consisting of one set of fixed blade, nozzle and moving blade only. In this multi-stage multi-stage turbine. In this impulse turbine, we will discuss about the in impulse turbine. The principle is that the steam is directed on the blades, and the impact of the steam on the blade is drive the about the right above the axis of the rotor shaft. Second one is the an impulse turbine and total pressure, the powerful. Right. So this axis of the rotor shaft. In this pressure drops takes place in nozzle only. The pressure remains atmospheric in the remaining casing. The D-level turbine. You can observe here the figure of turbine, how we are supplying the steam into the boiler nozzle through the fixed blade moving. Is the impulse turbine. So construction consisting of impulse nozzle and impulse turbine. Moving blades are fixed on 8. So rim is key to the right. Rim is key to shaft. Fixed blades are commonly concentrically arranged in the right between Then next, what are the working principle of steam? The steam enters into the steam nozzle. Steam acquires kinetic energy in nozzle only. High kinetic energy steam direct over the moving blades. So due to the impact of steam, moving blades gains. Right, thus kinetic energy steam is converting into mechanical energy. You can observe here figure for the two how we are supplying the water. Second one is the D-level turbine. It consisting of one set of rotor. Next, consisting of one set of nozzle and low moving blades, also called consisting. Right, D-level turbine. Next one, D-level turbine consisting of one set of nozzle and row of moving blade, also called as single stage impulse turbine. Operation is same explained. Right, advantage, disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? Since all kinetic energy is utilized in one, now moving the blade is RPM is very 20,000 to 20,000 22,000 to 30,000. To reduce the RPM, compounding method are adapted for the what which will be explained. This is the example of next reaction turbine. Right. Then next one, principle depends on the blade diverting the steam flow and gaining kinetic energy. Right, the expansion takes place. Right, the expansion takes place through a series of fixed blades and moving blades. Expansion takes place partially fixed and blades are moving the blades. What Hero turbine is a 100% reaction turbine, but due to the less power, it has no practical importance. The practical purpose impulse reaction for turbine is used, which work partly on the impulse turbine principle and partly on the reaction principle. The flow of onwards simple means it is in a impulse reaction turbine. Pearson turbine is the big example. You can observe here Hero turbine. Right, what are the construction? We already started. Construction consisting of hollow sphere with radial tubes and outside as shown in figure. These outside ends in right Newton's law of motion. The example for the example for the PVF. Right. Next one, these are the figure we can observe clearly. So with the help of this we can clear. Then next one, pressure velocity. Right, comparison. What are the comparisons are there? Nozzle and moving blade is there. In this fixed and moving blade is there. Next to complete expansion by quasi expands quasi in moving. Right, velocity ratio already less than velocity ratio 1 in impulse turbine. Reaction turbine velocity ratio is 2 over the velocity ratio 1. Blades are symmetrical blades. Model low efficiency here. Right, these are the classification and differences between the impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Impulse turbine have the low efficiency and reaction turbine have the high amount of efficiency, higher efficiency, thermal efficiency. More number of stages are placed inside impulse turbine, less number of stages for the same power for reaction turbine. Suitable for suitable for small power, suitable for higher symmetrically shaped, it is a blades are aerofoil. So we have learned the class about the classification of steam turbine and working of steam. Right, we are discussed about all this topic. Right, right. Then I am disclosing this session.